For people with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, the A1C test is a familiar method for determining blood glucose levels over time. A1C tests look back over the last 2 to 3 months to determine overall sugar levels. The A1C is an average. It is dictated by your daily carbohydrate intake, exercise, medication, and other factors such as stress and illness. And because it is an average, it doesn't provide a clear picture of your day-to-day glucose levels, which is why daily testing as directed by your physician is so important. Like any number that is averaged, similar results can be found using different sets of data. For example, let's look at 2 diabetes patients. Michael has type 2 diabetes, but does a poor job of managing his blood glucose levels. He doesn't pay particular attention to his diet, and as a result, his daily blood glucose levels swing dramatically from high to low, resulting in fatigue, thirst, frequent urination, and a whole host of other symptoms. Kim uses insulin to manage her diabetes. She is very diligent in managing her condition through proper diet, exercise, medication, and blood glucose testing. Subsequently, her daily blood glucose levels don't vary as dramatically as Michael's, yet they both get very similar results from their A1C tests. How can this be? Simple. If we plot Michael and Kim's daily blood glucose levels on a chart, we see 2 very different sets of data. However, if we average both, we see that the results are very similar. Again, the A1C test is just an average, but Michael's data suggests that he has greater glycemic variability. Glycemic variability is the measure of how much your daily blood sugar levels swing up and down. And by monitoring glycemic variability more closely, you can better manage your blood sugar levels, keeping them more in line like Kim's. Glycemic variability is calculated using some rather complicated math, but at the very core of this concept is how closely the data swings up and down. Think of it this way. Let's suppose that this model airplane represents the ideal blood sugar range. Sure, it's rising and falling along its route, but overall, it's staying within an acceptable range, just like your A1C. Using Michael's data, we see that while his plane is flying within acceptable limits, his data is erratic and unpredictable, resulting in daily highs and lows and subsequent side effects. Now let's look at Kim's data. Her data is focused and tightly grouped. Her cluster of data is ideal and her glycemic variability is low. Kim rarely experiences the effects of daily highs and lows. So what does this mean to you? Well, simple really. It means that you have more control over your diabetes than you think. By using tools built into several diagnostic devices, such as the Accu-Chek SmartPix device reader, you can share glycemic variability data with your physician and make more educated decisions about your diabetes therapy. For instance, by examining glycemic variability data along with a diet and exercise log, your healthcare team can determine how diet, exercise, and medication affects your daily blood glucose levels and make adjustments to ensure your data clusters are more tightly grouped. As a result, you may feel more active, less fatigued. In other words, you may feel more normal again. So if Michael's situation sounds all too familiar, adequate A1C scores, but suffering from the side effects of blood sugar highs and lows, you may want to discuss glycemic variability with your physician and take control of your blood glucose levels and keep your health on track.